I got a promotion and doubled my salary. She demanded I buy her a new car since your money is our money. 2 days later she wrecked it in an accident. When I refused to replace it, she said either buy me another one or I'm gone. I packed her bags while she was at work. Before we start the story, huge thanks for 4,000 subscribers. I'm so grateful for all the support. Let's keep it going. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and help us reach 5,000. When you discover someone's true character, it rarely happens in a single moment. Usually it's a series of small reveals that you ignore until something so blatant happens that you can't look away anymore. That's how it was with Scarlett. Let me start with the promotion. I'd been grinding for 3 years at a cybersecurity firm, putting in 60-hour weeks, taking every certification course available and consistently outperforming my targets. When the director of network security position opened up, I was ready. After 3 rounds of interviews, I got the call. The job was mine, with a salary that doubled my previous compensation plus stock options and a substantial signing bonus. That evening I took Scarlett out to celebrate. We'd been together for 2 years and living together for 1. We weren't engaged, but we discussed marriage as something on the horizon. Throughout our relationship we kept our finances mostly separate, splitting rent and utilities proportionally to our incomes. I made about 30% more than she did as a marketing coordinator. We each paid our own car payments, insurance, and personal expenses. It was a system that worked well, or so I thought. At dinner, after ordering champagne, I shared the details of my new compensation package. "That's amazing, babe," Scarlett exclaimed, genuinely happy for me. "We should start looking at houses instead of renting, and I can finally quit my job and focus on my Instagram influencer career." I nearly choked on my drink. Whoa. Slow down. I think we should be smart about this. Pay off debt, build our emergency fund, increase retirement contributions, then maybe look at real estate. She waved dismissively. "Don't be so boring. This is life-changing money. We need to live a little." I brushed it off as excitement. People say all kinds of things when good news hits, but over the next few days Scarlett's suggestions for my new income became more insistent. We should upgrade our vacation to the Maldives instead of Costa Rica. I saw this Gucci bag that would be perfect for your signing bonus. Let's get a cleaner for the apartment. You can easily afford it now. I tried to have a serious conversation about financial goals and responsibilities, but she wasn't interested. "Your money is our money," she kept saying. That's how relationships work. Then came the car demand. Scarlett drove a perfectly functional Honda Civic that was paid off. She'd had it for about 5 years, and while it wasn't luxury, it was reliable and economical. One evening she called me from a dealership. "Guess where I am?" she said excitedly. "I'm test driving a BMW X5. The salesman says we can drive it home today with your credit score and new salary." I felt that sinking feeling in my stomach. "Scarlett, we haven't discussed buying a new car, especially not one that starts at $65,000. But you just got this huge promotion. Your money is our money. Remember? I've been driving that old Honda forever. I deserve this." I drove to the dealership to prevent her from doing something rash. When I arrived, Scarlett was already sitting with the finance manager filling out paperwork. "There you are," she exclaimed when she saw me. "I just need you to sign these forms and we're good to go." I picked the white one with all the upgrades. The sales manager looked uncomfortable. "Perhaps you two need a moment." Outside, Scarlett was furious. "You're embarrassing me. I already told everyone I was getting a new car today." "Who's everyone?" I asked. "My followers. I posted about it on Instagram this morning. It's going to be part of my rebrand as a luxury lifestyle influencer." This was news to me. Scarlett had about 2,000 followers and occasionally got free products to review, but she'd never mentioned a luxury rebrand. I took a deep breath. "Look, if you want a new car, we can discuss it, but we need to set a reasonable budget and consider all factors, not just walk into a dealership on a whim." She sulked the entire way home but seemed to let it go. 2 days later, when my signing bonus hit my account, I transferred a portion to a separate savings account earmarked for future goals. When Scarlett saw the transaction notification on my phone, she renewed her campaign. "Now that the money's here, let's go back to the dealership. I've already picked everything out." Against my better judgment, I relented with conditions. "I'll contribute $30,000 toward a new car for you. Anything beyond that you'll need to cover." She squealed with delight and hugged me. I knew you'd come around. The one I want is only $78,000 with the packages I picked. I nearly fell over. Scarlett, that's insane. You make $48,000 a year. You can't afford a $48. Zeros in a loan on top of my contribution. But I won't have this car payment for long. She said cryptically. Once we're married you'll pay it off anyway. Something in her tone sent a chill down my spine, but I ignored it. Instead I stuck to my number. $30,000 is my final offer. Choose something within your budget when combined with that. Grudgingly she agreed. We ended up at a different dealership where she selected a Mercedes A-Class that came to about $45,000 with her preferred options. I transferred the $30,000 directly to the dealership as a down payment and she financed the rest. She wasn't thrilled about settling, but she drove off the lot with a brand new luxury car, so she couldn't complain too much. That was on a Friday. Sunday afternoon I got a call from Scarlett, her voice shaking. I've been in an accident. The car, it's totaled. My concern was for her safety. Are you hurt? Where are you? I'm fine. Just some bruises. I'm still at the scene. The police are here. I raced to the location she shared. When I arrived I found her Mercedes crumpled against a concrete barrier. The front end completely destroyed. Scarlett was sitting in a police car talking to an officer. As I approached I caught part of the conversation. Going around 85 when you lost control. Scarlett saw me and immediately called out, babe, tell them it wasn't my fault. The steering just went crazy. The officer looked at me. You are her boyfriend. Is she okay? What happened? He pulled me aside. Multiple witnesses reported your girlfriend weaving through traffic at high speed, recording video with her phone in one hand. She lost control taking an exit ramp. We're citing her for reckless driving, excessive speed, and distracted driving. We're also testing for intoxication, though she's denied drinking. My stomach dropped. I looked over at Scarlett, who was now wiping away tears for an Instagram story. Her phone held at the perfect angle. Later, after the police released her, the full story came out. She'd been trying to create luxury lifestyle content for her Instagram, recording herself driving while talking about how her successful man had bought her this amazing car. The breathalyzer had come back negative for alcohol, but she admitted she'd taken one of my prescribed Adderall medications, which I have for diagnosed ADHD, just to help focus on creating content. The car was indeed totaled. Insurance would cover the market value, but because of depreciation the moment it left the lot, that wouldn't cover the full loan amount. She'd be left with several thousand in negative equity, no car, and a reckless driving charge that would send her insurance rates skyrocketing. You'll need to cover the difference and help me get another car, she stated the next day, as if it were a foregone conclusion. The insurance check should go toward a replacement. I stared at her in disbelief. Scarlett, you totaled a brand new car while driving recklessly and recording videos. I'm not buying you another one, but I need a car for work and my influencer career is just taking off. That accident video got more engagement than anything I've ever posted. You can use the insurance money as a down payment on something more reasonable, like a used Honda. She looked at me like I'd suggested she cut off a limb. I can't be seen in a used Honda. That's not on brand for me anymore. On brand? Scarlett, you don't have a brand. You have 20,100 Instagram followers and you just destroyed a $45,000 car trying to impress them. The argument escalated until she delivered her ultimatum. Either you replace my car with something equivalent or I'm gone. I looked at her for a long moment, suddenly seeing everything clearly. The entitlement, the delusion, the complete lack of responsibility or partnership. I'll help you pack, I said quietly. What? If those are my options, buy you another luxury car after you recklessly destroyed the one, or you leave, then I choose option 2. I'll help you pack your things. She backpedaled immediately. Baby, I didn't mean it like that. I'm just upset about the accident. We can figure something out. But the veil had been lifted. I spent the rest of the evening thinking about our relationship, reviewing all the small red flags I'd ignored. By morning my decision was made. I waited until Scarlett left for work, then methodically packed her belongings. Clothes, shoes, makeup, electronics, everything that was unquestionably hers went into suitcases and boxes. I was careful and respectful, not damaging anything or being vindictive. Next I called her parents, with whom I'd always had a good relationship. Mr. Miller, Scarlett had an accident with her new car. She's physically fine, but the relationship isn't. I've packed her things and would appreciate if you could help her move them to your place temporarily. He was surprised but not shocked. She called us about the accident but left out some details. I suspect what happened. I gave him the unvarnished truth. He sighed deeply. This isn't the time. She's exaggerated her circumstances. We'll be there this afternoon. Then I contacted my bank and credit card companies. Scarlett wasn't an authorized user on any accounts, but I changed all passwords and PINs anyway. I also froze my credit to prevent any new accounts being opened. Finally, I documented everything of value in the apartment with photos and videos in case she later claimed I'd kept or damaged her property. When her parents arrived, I helped them load everything into their SUV. Her father handed me an envelope before leaving. She asked us to drop this off several days ago, said it was a surprise for your promotion. Given everything, you should probably see it. Inside was a brochure for engagement rings with several six-figure options circled. A handwritten note read, any of these would perfectly showcase your new success. Love you. Her mother noticed my expression. She's always had champagne taste on a beer budget. Even as a child we tried to teach her better, but she shrugged helplessly. They left just before Scarlett was due home from work. I waited in the living room, her tea removed from the ring I'd left on the coffee table. When she tried her tea and found it didn't work, she knocked frantically. I opened the door to her confused face. My tea isn't working, she said, trying to step inside. I blocked the entrance. Your things are at your parents' house, I said calmly. This relationship is over. Her expression cycled through shock, anger, and calculation in seconds. You can't just throw me out. I live here too. That's illegal. You're not on the lease, I reminded her. I've documented that all your belongings have been safely delivered to your parents with their acknowledgement. You haven't been illegally evicted since you have no legal tenancy rights here and you have immediate access to all your possessions. You can confirm that with them. I'll sue you. I'll tell everyone what you did. Feel free to consult a lawyer. Also, your father gave me the engagement ring brochure. Six-figure rings, Scarlett. Really? Her face flushed. That was just aspirational. I wasn't expecting. Yes. You were. You've been expecting every penny of my raise and bonus to fund your lifestyle, but it's over now. She switched tactics, tears forming. Please, I made a mistake with the car. I'm sorry. We can work through this. The car was just the final straw. This is about who you are fundamentally. Someone who views me as an ATM, not a partner. Her parents called, then confirming they had her things. When she realized I'd covered all bases, the tears vanished, replaced by cold fury. You'll regret this, she hissed. No one dumps me. I closed the door while she was still threatening various forms of revenge. I had one more call to make. Hey Mark. It's Jason. Remember that job opportunity in Seattle you mentioned? Is that position still open? 3 weeks later, I was on a plane to Seattle with a new job, a significant pay increase over even my recent promotion, and a fresh start. I'd broken my lease worth it, sold or donated most of my furniture, and left without giving Scarlett my new contact information or address. Through mutual friends, I heard she tried to trash my reputation, claiming I'd abused her financially and emotionally. Those claims lost credibility when she showed up at my old apartment with police demanding entry to retrieve valuable jewelry she'd left behind, only for the new tenants to answer the door. She eventually moved back with her parents, her influencer dreams hampered by having to drive her mother's Honda Odyssey minivan. The reckless driving charge resulted in a suspended license for 6 months, making her dependent on others for transportation. As for me, Seattle has been good. The new job is challenging, the city is beautiful, and I've been much more careful about who I let into my life. I've also maintained my policy of separate finances in new relationships. A boundary that quickly reveals who's interested in me versus who's interested in my wallet. The most valuable lesson from all this: when someone tells you your money is our money while contributing nothing themselves, they're telling you exactly who they are. Believe them the time.